everybody, it's Amanda Ware. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys. I am so sorry. It's just been crazy. You know, I've moved to a different school, and then I've moved from one school to another school to another, as my second school. So now I think things are settling down. This is the 7th or 8th week of school, so things are finally, got things hopping. Kids are doing great. But I wanted to share with you today a lesson that I did that I really had anticipated just doing for kindergarten, and to get those analytical thinking skills in and creative thinking skills in. Well, I did that, and I'll show you talk to you about some of the results, but I also wanted you to hear that I decided, you know what, I want to see what my first graders can do with this and how high that they can take it. And what I'm talking about is, if you don't have a collection of these books, Tin Man Press, oh my gosh, I have used them for, I think, 30 years, 25 years, for as long as they've been in business. I am a huge fan of these books, and you can take one little thing out of their book. I mean, of course you could do exactly whatever the book tells you to do and just leave it at that, and you'll get some great results. But if you twist it and you make it your own, you really come up with some pretty amazing activities and really allow the kids to go to those higher levels. What I did was taken the activity, and it was, if you think of ... And so at first, I just made my own template of the 9 squares, and we went over each one of the square. What is in that rectangle or square at this time? Well, we got 2 circles, a circle. Some of them were already saying other creative things. This was a rainbow, yes, but what is it right now? Half of a lemon wedge, almost. What is it right now? So those juices were already flowing. And then I explained to them that I was going to pick one of the rectangles, and I was going to say, if you think of this, I hope you can see it, this as a nail, N-A-I-L, a nail that you put in the wall, what would number 7 be? And so they had to make connections, relationships. A lot of them at first started saying, especially the little ones, the kindergartners, to say that's the Teen Titan Tower. I'm sorry, I'm not caught up on all that, but that's what they were. But I said, okay, let's listen about this. Let's really think about it. If this was a nail, if you could think of this as a nail, what would this be? And then we started hearing hammer. Then we started seeing a screwdriver, top of a screwdriver, which I know is not exactly what I was looking for, but still, they started seeing relationships. If number 9, if these were moo cows, if you can think of those as cows, what would number 4 be? And I had fence, I had trough, I had the stalls, the front of the barn doors. So you get what I'm saying. They were really making some amazing connections. Fluency and flexibility is what this activity was all about. So I took it, we did that. Okay, so that's what we did in kindergarten. But then I decided to use that, do it real quickly with the 1st and 2nd graders, and I had them take it to a different level. We looked at the paper sideways, like this, and which gave it a whole new perspective. And we made connections. And I had them come up. We had think time, and that's what we're really working on right now, is that 1 minute of just thinking. We're working on it. It's they're working on it. We're going to get there. I promise we will get there, but they're not used to just sitting there and thinking and analyzing, or they think once they have that idea, that's the only idea that they need. No, I don't want them to do that. I want to push them. And so that is so important that we work on that 1 minute think time. So after that, I have them come up and share ask us, well, if you think of number 1 as a bowling ball, what could number 5 be? And bowling alley, rolling out there. It could be, if another one I want to say, made this into a whole thing. If you think of this as the diver, what could this be? And the answers were, this could be the diving board going into a swimming pool, and the T was the initial in the bottom of the pool. Pretty cool. If this was a snake, if you can think of that as a snake, what could this be? It could be the baby snakes, or it could be like the grass. It could be the scales, which, yes, I have that. I'm wearing those scales right now. But if you think of this as an ear, what could this be? What could this be? This be? This be? Those ideas were just, they were really blowing me away. So I took it at another level, and I had them take their thing. It's on orange because orange is the color of Quest. And I had them, this is a little first grader, and I had them come up with, take this home and use your imagination, creativity, which now they know that is the highest level of thinking, and make it into something else, something that we haven't even said. And this one made it into a little fish right here. This one is the one that I was just literally blown away. She didn't know the name of it, but the more she talked about it, she says, when people die and they have those things and they're in the ground and you look at them, and I went, tombstone? She says, yes. And I said, yes, that's a tombstone. That's a first grader thinking way outside the box. Let's see. This one is from a second grader, and it's a little more detailed. She made this one as a car. This one was a butterfly. This one was the one I thought was hysterical. Made it into a foot kicking a ball, and it even has hair on the leg. So, oh my gosh. Let's see. There's a really cool water slide here in North Little Rock and Wild River Country, and so this is them on the slide, she and her family at Wild River Country for the day. And then I had another second grader, and that second grader truly went outside the box. This was a bird's beak. Oh my gosh. This was going for the worm. We have a train with tracks with the smoke coming out. Let's see. This was the fence with the pigs, or a barnyard. And this one was a diving board, and they were jumping through the hoop. They weren't together when they did that, but I thought that was kind of interesting that they kind of came up with the same thing, which is fine. It's just, but the perspectives were very different. So this has been really, I'm just really enjoying being with these kids. I'm starting to see light bulbs go off, and that's what's so important to me. They are really, really buying into what I'm offering them, which is pushing them to go higher, pushing them to meet those high expectations, which I have, and I want them to meet them, and they are working really, really hard to get to those levels. So I hope that maybe that's an idea that you can use in your classroom in some form or fashion. Tin Man Press is an amazing series of books. They're mine. When I retire, I'm keeping them because they are that good. I can always pull them out and do it for I don't know what. If you like, would you please subscribe, and please share with your friends that are out there. Great ideas. All my videos, pretty much, except for maybe just a couple, are lessons, and that's what this is all about. So I hope you have a great day. It's a Friday. It's time for us to be out for a few days, and I'll see you soon.